Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Terry and Clark. Now it's time in the program for the officers to give the reports of what has transpired during our terms, starting with myself. And first of all, I'd like to welcome and thank all of you in my PI family. As you know, when we started a year ago, we had some pretty important need for change. And change is not necessarily a bad thing in an organization. Many times it's a good thing for an organization. Change occurs sometimes when you realize it, and sometimes it occurs when you don't realize it. And we have made some very positive changes during the last year, and it's really the first step along a very long process that we have. We're 81 years old now. We have, 19 years before we celebrate our 100th anniversary. So that change is going to continue on, and let's just hope we can focus and keep it in the same positive direction for the next 19 years. One of the things that we had to do, first and foremost, when I became your president, was focus. Focus on who's our customer, focus on what are the important things for us to do. And to me, it's always been the customer has been the affiliate. And via the affiliate, by proxy, the member. The member is the critical piece to all of us, and everything we do, everything has to focus and be for and about the member. But we have to remember that we serve that member through our affiliates. We have to align the mission that National has with our affiliates, obviously. We can't be going south and the affiliates going north. That just is confusing to everybody. So we did that. We aligned our meetings, and how did we do it? We put together a plan and a vision. And it was simple, really, because there was only one way to go when I took over, and that was up. And a lot of the things that we put in place actually were easy jobs. It was easy lifting because we had so many things that we could improve and get better rapidly. One of the first things that we had to do is to really build consensus. And how do you build consensus? Well, obviously you meet with people, you talk with people, and you have forums. And we started that under Tom's administration, and we had forums at every meeting where we promised you that we will tell you anything and everything you want. There were no secrets, there were no secret agendas, there was nothing off the table. There was then, now, and nothing, that's nothing then and nothing now that we won't and can't discuss with you. Even merged organizations, we're very open, completely transparent. Whatever you want to know about what we do, how we do it, and where we're going, you ask and you'll get. And more importantly, we put it out front and said, here's where we're going and here's what we're doing. That transparency and candor has to work in both directions for it to succeed. We set the example, and we need to have frank and honest feedback back to the leadership. You just heard Dan talk about PI Pro and the importance of having that dialogue. The dialogue in itself is the important thing. We don't always agree ever on everything, but it's important to know where your partners are coming from. We have to respect our partners' decisions. Their business decisions are exactly business decisions. So we need to prove to all of our affiliates that the decisions that we're asking them to make are good, sound financial business decisions. So what was the first thing I had to do was hire an exec. Anyone hiring key personnel in your operations knows how critically important that is. And so we did. We formed a committee, put together a job description, and that search committee looked inside and outside our organization. We deliberated, got quite a few applicants, a lot of them very qualified people, and it's no secret, we hired Ron Von Hayden. And that was probably the best decision I made in my entire year. Ron has been my right arm. He has been taking up jobs that before I even asked them, he's doing them. He is completely simpatico with me and the mission that I have outlined for the organization, and it has truly been a pleasure working with him. For us to succeed, we needed to get back out in the field. We needed to go back out and reestablish the relationships with our customers. Together, we made 25 affiliate visits or meetings. I made 10 of them. Ron made 19 of them, possibly more. Johnny did 2, Richie did 1, and staff did 3. So, of course, the math adds up to over 25, but several times we went together. We need to reestablish the relationship with our trust partners. We had ambitious goals, and as you recall, our budget wasn't exactly in a rosy place last year. So we needed to find money. And our true partners and our friends at the Trust came to our aid. They gave us $80,000 to fund our membership marketing campaign. We then took that $80,000, put together a committee, and partnered with our Glenmont organization, who was already using a membership marketing program through Agency Revolution. We got an agreement with Agency Revolution to use their program at a fraction of the cost if we had to acquire it by going through the Glenmont licensing. We then reallocated staff to do this and got the process rolling 2 months ago. I wish that it was going to happen earlier so it would have more months of results, but the 2 months that have been in place have had exceptionally good results. In 2 months of a brand new launch program, we have over 61 responses. That is an incredible response for new members in 2 months of its initial launch. So the only thing really on this program that would surprise me is if it didn't work. We all do marketing programs in our agencies. We are all salespeople. We're all business sales organizations. So we know what works to attract new customers. We know how to retain customers. We must communicate with them. We must put our message out there. So we are doing that in place now, and we have it in all the national-only states. We have it in some affiliate states, and we would like to have it in all states. And we would like you to customize that program. And remember, it's set up for 3 different targets under the same program. Membership, which everybody should be wanting to do, PIA Pro and E&O programs, and trust marketing products. You can mix and match, choose this but not that, say do all 3, give us just the back office support, let us do the front office, anything and everything you want to do. It's completely customizable, if that's a word. And we can work with you on getting that program out to get new members, new E&O customers, and new trust products. Speaking of E&O markets, we now have 3. PIA Pro, which you have heard about for years now. That's our own affiliate and member-owned E&O program. We now have Liberty Mutual for larger agencies. And Ron had just announced the Markel program, which is the market for the middle segment. So now we have small for PIA Pro, middle market for Markel, and larger agencies for Liberty Mutual. This is an exceptional change from where we were 5 years ago, or when I got involved in this organization, when we were scrambling for any E&O market and decided to create our own. The membership summit was critical to the success of my plan. And over the entire course of the year, I just kept, picking on Greg to get this going and call it and have it done. And to his credit, he did. He worked on it. He put together an exceptional program. It was held here so that we didn't have to incur any additional travel costs or hotel costs. And it was very well attended. And I am sure you have heard from everybody here how successful it was and how important the findings were, and in fact, that it needs to happen again, and people want to have more of those type of meetings so they can share more of their information between affiliates and get more ideas from each other, which is exactly what we talked about at the beginning of the year. The membership committee and the concept of putting together a membership committee, again, was central to this to work. You already know that Stan Logan immediately came to me and said, I want to do that. And who could have picked a better person? I mean, Stan took this, he went on this like a dog on a bone and never gave up, kept working on it. And we took literally something that was nothing, zero, had nothing. The committee was a concept. And over the year, we have put together a detailed plan, a detailed marketing plan, and we're now partnering that plan and merging that with the membership marketing electronic campaign. And if you've noticed, there are signs all over the place, which was Stan's idea, not the lingerie signs, but the membership is job one. Stan's a big believer in having visuals everywhere, and it's working beautifully. The membership marketing campaign, a membership campaign has been tremendously successful. People thought I was crazy when I said, let's shoot for a 10% growth. Obviously, we had some single-time new members with Ohio. But factoring that in and saying, okay, let's everybody talk about membership. Let's everybody keep this on the front page and the front burner all the time. It's contagious. And that's what we do for a living, actually, if all of you understand, and I'm sure you do, that we sell. We sell product every day, and selling a membership is no different than selling an insurance product. Find the pain, give the solution, okay? And that's the process for any new member. Members have pain out there now. Agents have pain. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of people who aren't even in property casualty right now that might be wonderful prospects for us. NAHU, National Health Underwriters, are having meetings all over the country for the Obamacare program. A lot of those might be looking for a pathway to property and casualty. I think it's a very good option for us to be looking at those agencies to say, hey, we have everything you need at PIA to transition from a health agency to a property casualty agency. We'll help you every step of the way, and your membership will pay dividends for you. We're now at 81% of our goal. And for our annual goal, clearly we will make that goal. So it wasn't a crazy idea. And if you don't have a goal, you're never going to achieve it. So I know Johnny's going to put another goal together for next year, and we'll be working on it just as hard. And as you heard Stan at the committee reports yesterday, it's just not what comes in the front door, it's what you keep. We know that from insurance agencies. You have to have high retention, otherwise you're just spinning your wheels or possibly even going backwards. Good news is we're not spinning our wheels and going backwards. We have a net positive gain in membership this year. If you look at any things on the stats from associations, we are unique. Most associations are having very negative results of membership and growth, and I'm not just talking about insurance associations, I'm talking about associations in general. Everybody's struggling. What we really need to do and continue to do, and what I promised everyone, was to put real, tangible products in front of you. I realized when I started talking to people as president, when people say, well, so why is this good? What do you do? If you don't have a list of tangible, real benefits that we can say, well, we do this, 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 you're basically speaking concepts. And it's hard to ask somebody to spend money for a concept. So what are some of the deliverables that we have? Well, Alexi and his group have put together the RSS feeds, the association mobile app, which will be released anytime, the new website that's much more user-friendly, the marketing guide that's successful year over year, Aggregate, the driver history program, the new branding tools that we put together, the CVS card, the Hartford flood program. If you're not using it, give it a look. It's exceptionally good, and the commission rates will surprise you in a positive way. The Health and Human Services webinar is done by Mike to keep all of us up to date of what's going on. If anybody can ever figure that out with Obamacare, it will help us position ourselves to compete. The affiliate sharing, not just a concept. Let's look at just my affiliate. Glenmont gave us 2 E&O carriers, the driver history program and the agency revolution program to use for our membership marketing. Not a string attached. Here, take it, use it. These are good things working for us. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody did something like that, no matter how small or how large? Just share, give, and I know we're working on that right now. So we changed the committee structure to make it more like task force and working groups, so that we had broken down the big issues into small working groups, recognizing that teleconferences and phone meetings where you have 20 people discussing 5 or 6 different things just doesn't work. It's too unwieldy. So what we did is we broke all the little issues that we identified into working group and task force. Those results achieved very positive things. For example, more tangible things. BIC, the Certificates of Insurance legislation, the cyber seminar from Virginia that's being shared. You've heard about both of those, but those are tangible things that benefit our members and prospective members. The government affairs. Has anyone noticed that October 1st seems to be a triple witching day? We have the flood insurance changes clicking in. We have Obamacare exchanges clicking in. We have the crop insurance bill coming due. And I think we also have the government shutdown coming due. Do you think that's coincidental? All the problems are going to hit, and everybody in Washington is going to go home. And we're going to be left trying to figure out what to do. Without our government affairs being there and our money that we contribute to PAC to fund and give access for that, we'd be left out in the dark. We would have no voice in this process. For example, in Obamacare, we have the medical loss ratio issue with our commissions. If we don't address that, everybody knows what's going to happen. The commissions are going to get compressed. And we need to position ourselves not to have that happen. The navigators need to be licensed so that they don't weasel their way into our clients and steer business away from us towards other people. The NFIP program, which Richie's doing an absolutely spectacular job in, is changing every day. I mean, I get emails from this man like you can't believe, which is going this way, that way. It's just changing every moment. And he has dedicated enormous amounts of time to keeping us informed and having PIA front and center in that process. When I visited the states in the Farm Belt, I was amazed at how involved you all are in crop insurance. I, being from the East Coast, had no idea how difficult a situation that is and how confusing and how important it is to our members. And you hear Dan every year, every meeting tell you this, but nothing is farther from the truth. Without that, it won't work. We must keep that working. The GAO, Mike's been working on that with getting the General Accounting Office reinforcing our claim that state regulation works. The federal government has this premise that, no one can do anything right but the federal government. We all know that is not true. As a matter of fact, it's nothing farther from the truth. We need to continue to press for state regulations, and we are doing so with Mike and David. The foundation we reinvigorated. Ted's been working on that, refreshing the old partnership things, the deliverables from the last 5 years. We're going to relaunch those and rebrand those and make them current so that there's a whole bunch of information that you can put out on your website and get and use as, again, a tangible item to deliver. Speaking of the partnership, we have a new product, and it's my favorite one. I was so happy with the voice of the customer for personal lines. We are now going to do voice of the customer for commercial lines. Why is that important? Well, if you look at the marketplace, we own small commercial. That's what we own. We have always owned that. And what's happening there? Carriers are looking at that very jaundicely, saying, that looks very good. Can we do that electronically, and can we advertise and get people to click on our site and sell them commercial insurance? It's a clear and present danger, and we have gotten our partners to recognize that and are going to do the studies on that, and we're going to find out, one, do customers really want to buy, and would they buy electronically or over the internet or phone or computer? And if they do, how can we position ourselves to be there before they are? So this is going to be extremely good. We also added 2 new carriers, 2 of my carriers that, in my state, one in my state, Selective, and the other one in Hanover, who I represent. I took the opportunity to meet with them since I'm their agent, talked it up, just like I'd like all of you to do, and what Tim was referring to. It's appalling how little money we get from our carriers. We need to step that up. And we all represent carriers, big, small, national, local, regional. Let's remember that we are their customer, and we bring a lot of business to them, and we bring a lot of benefit to them. We need to expand our relationships in the partnership, starting with the partnership, to expand not just on deliverables, but talking about how together PIA and carriers can work to change the dynamics and improve the market for us and them at the same time. They tell us, and I believe them, that we are their marketing source, we are their future. If that's the case, and I believe it is, we need to help them help us. A healthy sales force is a healthy sales force for the carrier and for the agent. The President's Advisory Board we reworked, and we made one. It's a breeder ground now for new ideas, and I was at the meeting the other day. It was the most lively discussion of any President's Advisory Board I've seen in 5 years. Jeff did a wonderful job on that, and I had invited Jeff earlier in my term to be part of the executive committee. He accepted, and he has been adding input for that committee for the entire year. Services, you just heard Dan give the services report. I added the president of services to our executive committee. Yes, both of these have costs, but my God, these are the lifebloods of the organization. We absolutely have to integrate services into our core mission. We need to have a dialogue between services and the President's Advisory Board into our executive committee. We've done that, and it's working. The services products, you heard the cyber product for flood, the PAC dinner the other night, tremendously successful. We exceeded our expectations. If you haven't purchased tickets yet for PAC, I can't help it being a salesman, please do so. Remember also, when you accept to be a director of any organization and a board member, implied or explicit in that is your financial as well as personal contribution to the organization. If you wish to, and you wish to step up and really make it a meaningful thing so we can get a real good PAC budget, please do so. I'm just imploring everybody, if you didn't go to the meeting, make an extra special donation. If you did, thank you very much, and you could buy a couple more tickets. PIA Pro, I'm not going to dwell on that. It's been discussed on infinitum over the years. We did have an analyst report on it. Good news, it's financially sound, it's healthy, it's solvent, it's ready to go. The bad news, it's still ready to go. We are not using it to its capacity. We have built-in costs, and the more we just sit there with the capacity and our money sitting on the sideline not being applied, it's a cost rather than an income stream. It's so easy to move that. We simply write more business. As we write more business, that cost becomes an income stream for you and for us while we provide new benefits to our members and potential members. So, we realized that we made some blunders. We didn't really put together a real marketing campaign. We sort of managed PIA Pro by committee. We had it in services, we had the PIA Pro board, we had our executive committee, we had national. Well, we bit the bullet. We talked with all the interested parties. National is going to take a much more active role in managing PIA Pro. For the first time, we're going to have one voice, one leader, one person who is going to run it from a sales concept, from a financial concept, from a marketing concept. There's going to be a single owner of PIA Pro mission, and that person will be either retasked or hired by National to get PIA Pro finally moving in the direction it needs to be. We have, of course, the tools with the electronic marketing campaign already in place. I'm working with Clark on branding initiatives, and I am looking forward to working with Clark next year as I stay on as immediate past president. Clark and I are incredibly similar in our concepts of how to market and how to drive business and how to identify and brand PIA in this world, so I'm very much looking forward to working with Clark on that. You heard our budget, an incredible swing, over $220,000 to the better this year over last, and we are now actively, one obviously sad piece of news is that, when we got Wisconsin to lend us RON, we forgot that it was lend us RON. They didn't give us RON. And that year comes to an end in December, and we need to reinvigorate, which we've already started, our search committee to find a new person for our executive director. We're going to use exactly the same criteria, exactly the same process, and we're interviewing and continue to interview for that. It's a laborious process, but nothing easy is ever simple, and the proof is in the pudding. When we did that the first time, we found the right person, and I think we will find the right person again. So as I said, the last challenge I have to this organization as president is to reclaim our birthright. We were once a superpower. Somehow, we got off track. We recognized that, accepted that, and said, okay, we want to go forward together. If we try, I would love, assuming I'm still around, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of PIA and see it recognized as the #1 agent association in the country, and I believe we can do that if we all pull together and if we all try. So that's my challenge to you. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve you, and I'm sorry I went over, but I thought it was important. Thank you very much.